Hello and welcome to this edition of Saturday Chat in the frozen dirty South. Um, getting pounded with snow today after ice that they never cleared 100%. So it's going to be a fun day trying to get to work on Monday. I already said try. So talk about the week. The week ice. I was in the house till Wednesday. Apartment. I tried to get out Thursday. Tried to get out Tuesday, Wednesday. Finally got out Wednesday evening. Finally, road got clear enough where I can get up the hill. Right outside my apartment complex. Noticing that there was 5 cars collected at the bottom of the other hill. Took me a minute to figure out what the hell they were down there for. They were still sitting on ice. I don't know if they got those out yet. It's just been crazy. The thumbnail is a picture outside my window right now this Saturday afternoon. Crazy weather. It seems like just north of here, at first they were calling for like up to a foot, then it went down to maybe 3 inches, and now we're up to 8 inches. It looks like it's about a foot out there. But that's, male mass. So, but it looks pretty good. It's nice and fluffy, so hopefully it'll be easy to drive through. Melt kind of quick. But anyway, enough about the weather, old man weather. Sales for me, I'll talk about that for a minute. What the hell's going on with people in eBay? I could tell you one thing. I don't care if people flip, right? But Jesus Christ, we are trying to sell stuff too. And the resellers, repackers, the flippers, whatever, has got to get a grip. When I'm talking, when people go to look at a card, I want my card to be the one they choose to buy. So it's the lowest one there. And then they're coming. I had a Shohei Ohtani that sold for like $130. I put mine up there for $110. Everybody else was just like $170 and below to $130. I was okay with $110, and this is raw. And if I wasn't even an hour and I got an offer for $70, do they not think I look at the comps? I was watching a guy because I wanted to see the show there was a video of a guy that went to the show at Greensboro. It could have been anywhere because all he had was a camera. It looked like on the bill of his cap, and all I could see was the cards he was buying and getting deals. He was coming in. You would have thought he was on the other side of the table buying. He wanted 60%. He was telling them comps, but he was buying so much they were giving them to him. I couldn't see it. He wouldn't show every card, but he would show some. I only watched. I couldn't watch it because I wanted to see the show. I couldn't see. All I could see was the cards on the table. I wanted to see the show. So it could have been anywhere. It could have been a show anywhere. It wouldn't have mattered. But anyway, he was winning. He won. Got to get the win. I literally today had a PMG wrestling card that I had for $40 raw. Person offered 25, I think. So I'm not putting them low anymore because there's no need. I'm going to price them high. And if they're going to come in with a low bid, they're going to have to come in low off the high shit. It's kind of crazy to me. It's a little disheartening too. It's just, I don't do this. I'm just, like I said, I am doing it now for fun and also just to liquidate, man, to downsize. I don't have the space. I want to narrow my collection down, not crazy low, but probably get about, if I'll be happy if I now where I'm at, I would like to get about half my collection. So that's like 100,000 cards, man. So, and then I'll move on from there, see where I want, if I want to cut down any deeper. But I just have a lot of cards that, I when I started moving and stuff, at first it was hard for me to get rid of stuff. The first time I moved, 30, 40 years ago, 30, well, no, 40 would make me 14, 30 years ago, and started leaving behind stuff and getting rid of stuff. I first, I got the first thing I ever did was get rid of my DVD collection. That was tough, but I lived. I didn't even 5 days later, didn't even know they were gone. Then I got rid of my music collection. That was real tough. But I had all my CDs on a fat iPad, or on not iPad, but the thing that you carry around, iPod. It's an iPod, whatever they were, you listen to through your headphones. The digital Walkman. I'm old. I had the really big one, so I had movies, photos, and music on it. And I still had plenty of room. I had all my CDs, and I had a ton of CDs. Got rid of those, and I was okay until somebody stole my Apple thing, and then, but after that, then stuff was streaming. I kind of stopped listening to music as much as I did. So I started learning. If I'm not using it, if I get rid of it, I won't miss it. Yeah, it kind of stings at the beginning, but now I'm getting used to it. I got rid of a lot of my Star Wars pops. I'm getting rid of pretty much all my pops except for, I think I'm going to keep two, a Pete Alonso and a Alex Ovechkin. The rest of them, I'm getting rid of. They take up a lot of space. They don't bring me any. I rather get figures, Star Wars figures, action figures. If I get anything like that. So yeah, I'd rather have those if I would get anything like that, or Batman figures. Get rid of all my Batman pops. If we ever get a thaw again, I got a box back here to take to get money for. So yeah, that it was just a little, this week, and then also again, I'm talking about sport lots. I don't know what happened with the United States Postal Service during December, and I mean, I know it's the holidays and they're behind, but I have stuff going out. It's taking a month to get to wherever it needs to go. I don't understand that. We just got the weather this past week or two, this really crazy weather across the nation. So, I have to restructure how I'm doing. I'm going to stay on sport lots, but what I'm doing is now I'm not white enveloping anything. They don't have the tracking on their white envelopes. So I have to start with a tracking price. So now I'm not going to have I'm not going to have $1.30 white envelope. It starts at $5. So that's what I was saying last week. I don't know how much I'll sell, but at least I know what the hell's going on with my stuff. Because it'll have tracking on it. And I don't get it. And, something this last couple of months just has gone screwy. So it's been a little crazy with that. And still haven't, I'm kind of gotten over it because there's nothing really big with that, other than, it's just trying to, just get rid of stuff. Yeah, I probably lost about $20 in sales with it, but it's $20. It's $20 when you're sitting there adding everything up, and you don't get much for your time. Um, Ty hit me up after last week. He's like, "Yeah, I understand. Like, time is money. It takes time to do that. It's not you're not making a lot of money for your time, but it's a good way to supplement your hobby, and that's very 100% true. Um, I don't know how much more flipping I'll do on sport lots. I might be just getting whatever cash I can out of it because I've kind of got what I want to get out of sport lots. I haven't not much for my even with as wide as my scope is. Mine is much wider than a lot, but I just don't want anything. I don't want just a low number card to have a low number card. When it comes to like certain players, I have them now. I'll look and see if they got one of the rookies that I'm looking for or something, and if I could flip it over, then I will. But just trying to still have fun while doing this because you know you can find some retail as long as you're not too picky. I hope I can get some state. I've seen stadium clubs out for some people. I haven't seen any. I did not. I found out Heritage was a hobby only, which was fine for the high number because it really wasn't. I got the couple of rookies out of it that I wanted. So Pete's not in it at all, I don't think. It was a Gary Carter insert. And I got the base and the is that in archives though? No, I think it was Heritage high number. And the foil. So it's just all about just what I have to do and just trying to figure out the best way. The one good thing is like I think more people will stop buying just one card at 20 cents for $5 and they'll start buying more cards. That's what sport lots, that's why it's called lots. So people buy lots from you and not one card. I do quite a few one card sales, which I have 24,000 cards now. Because I put myself on vacation for this last 2 weeks to just let everything chill out on the U.S. mail and try to figure out what's going on, what's my best way, what best thing to do moving forward. And I think that's the best way. And so that way people will buy more for that shipping. But at least even if it cuts down in half and I've been selling over 200 cards for a month for like the last 6 months. I think it was 1 month that was a slow month. But if I go to 100 cards and it's 3 or 4 packages that month, I'm fine with that. That's easy to do. It's when you're doing 70 packages to do 200 cards. When it's one person, I get people all the time thinking I'm a group asking me when this stuff's going to get mailed. I'm one guy, and I'm not going to sit here. They give me 7 days when you post, and every day I sit down and I pull cards. I sit down and pull cards. I work about an hour on it when I get home from work. If I'm not pulling cards, I'm posting cards. So, I'm going to get where I'm at. Be happy every month, probably shut it down to post more cards, and I'll start it back up. That's probably not the best business model, but I'm not running it as a business, right? I'm just doing what I can. Also, the snow is really putting on edge a little bit. This area is just not built for this. The town and the counties having arguments instead of just cleaning the roads. It was very poorly done. Even left work, went to the store yesterday, went to the other part of my town, and to go to the Walmart, only 10 minutes down the road, and they didn't even have the whole main road clear. Like at certain spots, it gets to 3 lanes. with turn lanes, and they didn't clear any of that. It was so people were scared to get in the turn lane because it wasn't 100% clear, and down here people are just not used to driving in it either. It's nobody's fault. It's just not. Well, it's the city's fault. I don't care if we only get it once every 6 years. You should know how to drive a snowplow and put down salt. But they only put down a 1/3 of what of what Greensboro put down, which is they're like, we got 3 towns right next to each other. It's called Triad, so it's right 20 minutes down the road. Highways clean, didn't even look like it snowed on it. You get into town here, and it was just horrible. But enough. Again, I keep talking because it's very upsetting to me. Somebody's like, it took because I couldn't get out of here, and they were like, "Oh, you lived in Iowa, you know how to drive in that? Now you don't." I'm like, "Well, they know how to clean the roads, and it's flat. I live in the hills. Just from Greensboro, Greensboro is relatively flat compared to where I live here in West Salem. And it's very hilly, and I mean, it was a steep hill. My car, well, steep hills, and it just won't go up it. And if you put a curve in there, it makes it even worse. People are telling me to gas through it. Why? So I can go sliding into another car that's parked on the side of the street? No, I'm not going to put myself in danger on my car. So I hopefully I can get to work on Monday. I don't want to use all my vacation time in the first month of the snow. And I'm not feeling well today either. Not happy with anything. But anyway, I digress. I'm back to cells and cards and stuff. And I mean, I did like what I'm liking is the tops. If you're going to buy a tops update retail, and I know a lot of people are poo-pooing on update. Yeah, very rookie heavy. Maybe it's not the rookie, greatest rookie class of yet. But the hanger boxes, the last 10 cards are inserts and other stuff. And I mean, I hit this Harper art card, which as much update as I opened, this is my first art card, so it has to be kind of tough to hit, I would imagine. I was going to get some update Chrome. I just, it's hard for that price where I could buy $12 hanger box and get more color inserts and hits. And I've been getting autos out of those as well, right beside it for $13, which is more expensive than what it used to be, what, $9 or whatever, $11, whatever, or pay, because I picked up the $70. It's like, I'm not paying $70 for that, man. That's just too pricey. I put it down. I picked up the blaster, and I was like, do I want to spend $30-some for the blaster? I was like, no, I'm just going to get this up. I just want to open up some baseball cards, man. I just want to go home after work, stressed out from all the snow and ice, open up a pack of baseball cards and have fun. And maybe I left the MLB debut sitting there, but I doubt it because it wasn't a Fanatics breaker box. So, probably won't. But anyway, yeah, that's just where I'm at. Had some good sales today, even though dealing with all the people had meat on the bone. One of my friends in the group sent me one where somebody offered 30% of what he had priced of the card, which was good price for what it was. You can't even negotiate with that. He came back with a nickel off. Yeah, I don't get it. And this the new breed that's really kind of taken over the hobby on all levels, everywhere, every nook and cranny. It's all about the money and how much money they're going to make. And if they can, get it for as low as possible, and they expect to get it for as low as possible, and for you to say no, it's crazy. I'm a collector. I'll hold on to it. I don't have a problem with that. I like the cards. Sometimes I kick myself over $5, $10. Like I sold the Atani today. I kept saying no to people because I had it listed so low, but I learned not to list it so low, to list it to where I need to list it, and then the people will come in. And also, I didn't have it as near mint, so people were questioning me, and I'm like, I'd rather have it. I'm not a grader, so if you get it and you sit there and put it under I'm not going to do all that shit. It looks good to me. Sitting here looks perfect. But if I send it to you and it's got one little scuff on it, I see all the stuff that's on Facebook and cardboard nonsense. A 9 is mint. A 9 is mint. 8 is near mint. So you got to think majority of the cards are 8s. I don't know what people expect, but the card was beautiful and looked good, but I'm not a grader. That's why I like to only on eBay to only sell graded cards, because you know what you have. But right now it's just not 100% feasible to send cards to get graded. It's just not. It takes forever to get it back. We're getting the baseball season. And I was willing to sit on it waiting for the baseball season. It's an Otani, though. So people are hot on Otani and Judges and stuff. There's certain cards that people are always hot. Harper. It doesn't matter what time of year it is. But it'll be a huge upkick here in the next 2 weeks once spring training kicks in and WBC. And I'm sure after next Sunday, seems like once that Super Bowl's over with, it'll be whatever quarterback wins the Super Bowl, because the day before they suck, the day after they're the superstar. Then everybody, be on the baseball thing. And one other thing, I know that all the WNBA players watch this. Congratulations on a historical night last year in the unrivaled league. The 3-on-3, they played in Philly, which doesn't have a team, I don't think, if I remember correctly, right? And record-breaking crowds and stuff without the big guns, without Caitlin, without Asia. Boston had a great game in the first game, and the second game, Avery just lit it up. She could throw it up there blindfolded, and it was going in. Incredible shooting. There were some better games than what I've seen here in the past. They still have trouble making layups, but just a little bit better. The refs seem to be better. So congratulations to them on that night. Those 2 good games are playing tonight. I'll watch it. My friend and yours, Ed Wesker Griff, was there. Me and him were texting throughout the night. In the first game, one of my favorite players was playing Plum, and both of us, like Kate Martin, was playing in the first one. So, and in the second one, just fun to watch. I mean, it is what it is. It has this. When it's bad, it's bad, but you got to recognize it when it's good and when good things happen. Great support, and watching that crowd, it's women supporting women. So it was men there too, but it was very much women supporting women. So kudos to them. With that, I'm going to leave you with that little bit of getting off my chest a little bit. Not a rant, but just kind of how I feel a little bit. I really don't do enough selling to rant about it. It's probably a normal practice that I just got to get over. But to me, it's just like, I mean, I don't know what you sit there and you look at it and you're like, do I even entertain this or what? But anyway, until next time, like, share, tell a friend, subscribe if you haven't. Kind of went dead on subscribers, killing it there for a while. I know not doing my Sunday night live. You'll probably start seeing me some on Saturday night with Carlos a little bit more here and there since I'm not doing Sunday night. And who knows? You'll see me pop up here and there. So until next time, see ya.